So what we're going to do today with our practice is we're going to work through the 5 sheaths of the body. So I have, if you've done class with me before, I have done these in a guided meditation at the end of practice, where we go through each of, we call them a kosha. So you've got the annamaya kosha, which is the physical sheath. We've got the pranic sheath, which is that energy body. We've got the mental sheath, the mind body. Then we've got the vijnana maya kosha. This is the kind of like the software system that all the information in each of our chakras, which are like mini brains in our body. And then the final layer is that kind of central, the Ananda Maya Kosha. This is the place of bliss. And what we're going to do to explore that today is a lovely guided meditation kind of, and in actual fact, we're going to do an emotional release technique because it's a really beautiful meditation that sort of expands our mind and our consciousness into the realms of the ether. And I just thought that would be a really nice way to finish off the practice. So let's come up to standing. And just like we did yesterday, we're going to work with our sun salutes. So we're going to work with the physical body first, and I thought we'll just work with the sun salute. So let's bring our hands to the center. Actually, I should not do that. Bring your hands to the center. Let the thumbs rest on your sternum. We're going to take a nice big breath in and exhale. And as you exhale, really feel that energy settling down to the ground. Let's take another breath in and exhale. And again, exhale. All right, let's rest the hands on your heart and just feel the breath in your body. That's pondering on some of those concepts that I've spoken about at the beginning. Noticing if there's been any fear show up for you, any sense of aspects of yourself that you feel like it's just letting you down. Might be a sense of disappointment. Is something not sort of actualizing for you in your life? Perhaps it's your soul's calling and there's a yearning. And then just tuning into the energy of excitement, the aliveness. Right. When you're ready, just slowly come to the front of your mat. Hi, Lise. I'm just going to pin my video. All right. So come to the front. We're just going to work with our sun salutes now. All right. So just bringing hands together at the heart. Right, when you're ready, nice big breath in, just bending the knees, big circle through the arms. And then as you fold forward here, just bending the knees slightly, the bottom goes backwards, just folding down, hands either to the knees or to the ankles. And then take a breath in halfway. Hands back to the floor as we step left foot back 45 degrees. Nice comfortable distance. Sweep with your hands all the way up, breathing in here. Good. And then exhale, cactus. Breathing in. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. One more. All right, let's take our hands down as we swap the feet. Ground yourself first. Sweep with the arms, breathing in. And then exhale. Breathing in, extending up to the sky. Exhale, settle the energy. Inhale. And exhale. Feel that difference in energy as we breathe in and stretch. And then we exhale and let go. One more. Just feeling that density in the physical body. So bring hands down to the floor, spread your fingers wide, step back for plank. And so plank is a really nice posture for us, knees up or down as you wish. This is a nice posture for us to really feel the density in our physical body. So you might even want to move forwards and backwards if you have the knees off. You could probably do it, maybe some little bends through the elbows to have a little bit of movement. Yeah. You might feel your tummy muscles engaging. You might feel the heaviness and the weight of your body. You could do this on your forearms if it's too much for your wrists. All right, slowly exhale as you lower down to the floor. Point through the toes, little squeeze through the buttocks, and then breathing in, baby cobra. Now we're going to have this option here to do 10 fast ones or 5 slow ones. So inhale. I won't do the counting because I'll leave you to work at a pace that feels comfortable. If we go fast, it's a little bit more dynamic and we get a little bit more energy into that part of the body. We get that life force flowing. And just keep the breath with the movement. Good. All right. Hands on the floor, push up. All right. Feel the shoulders engaging here. Tummy draws back to the spine. Tuck the toes under and then slowly raise the bottom to the sky. Adjust your feet so that you find a comfortable downward dog posture. And then we can bend one knee and then the other. Nice gentle stretching. Easing ourselves into it. And be mindful that our hands are sort of actively pressing through to the floor and that we don't feel that weight. The floor. You might even want to have tension from the day, just unravel. I did just get the little error message on my phone, on the computer, that I think it might have said that the internet connection was unstable again. So hopefully it's okay. All right, let's step ourselves forward. All right, come to halfway, take a breath in. Exhale to fold, little bend through your knees, and then roll yourself up. Squeeze the tummy in, back to the spine, and then inhale. And exhale. Very good. All right, second one. Breathing in. Exhale to fold. Inhale halfway. And then step that left foot further back. Okay. Turn the heel in. So we've got a nice big wide stance for the second one. And then breathe in, sweep the arms up. Okay. Excuse me. All right. So now remember, if you like, you can modify your arms here. We could even bring them around behind us and just hold in this modified warrior pose. Really opening up our heart, breathing into it. All right, when you're ready, let's take the hands up. Exhale back down. We're going to swap our feet, big wide stance. Turn the back heel in a little bit so you ground that foot. And then when you're ready, breathing in. All right. And you can change the position of your arms there, bring them down behind. Nice big breaths into the chest. Expanding into the heart space. If you have your arms behind as well, if you've got that capacity, really try and extend and straighten through your arms so that we squeeze the back of the heart as well. Good. All right, let's take our hands up. Exhale down. Step yourself forward. Inhale to halfway. Nice long spine here. Then exhale, soften a little bit into your forward fold. And then squeeze that tummy in as you roll yourself up. Good. Big breath in. And exhale. All right, final one now, low lunge. Breathing in. Exhale to fold. Inhale to halfway. And then step all the way back onto the knee this time. Remembering to line up this front knee so that we're perpendicular here. All right. So we can drop that top hip foot. All right. When you're ready, sweeping up. Good. All right. So we're going to work a little bit differently here. We're just going to work with a nice gentle lunge. Okay. So keeping the hands where they are. Modify if you have to. So exhale. Inhale, push. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale. Good. All right, let's swap our legs over. Take a moment just to get a nice wide stance there. And really be aware of that first part here where we take the hands off and we feel the weight pressing through that front leg. Sweep with your arms, breathe and take it up. Good, and then exhale. Really getting into the hip flexor here. Really feeling our connection to the earth's gravity here as we push and pull. Last one. Good. All right, let's come back up. We'll exhale the hands down. Spread them wide, step the foot back. I'm going to come up into our downward dog one last time. So pushing through your hands. Find your downward dog. Nice big breaths. Really feel the breath at your belly. So tummy drawing back to the spine as you exhale. Activating that power center in the body, our place of will. Good. All right, let's step ourselves forward. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward fold. You can press the knees back a little bit to work down the back of your legs. And then bend the knees to fold, roll up. Good. Big breath here. And then exhale. So we can really feel our physical body, and you might notice. Let's just come into our mountain pose for a moment. Just bring some awareness into the density of the physical body. You might feel through that first series of sort of stretching and working through the different postures. You might feel that sensation. You might feel the heaviness. You might feel a little bit more stimulation through the body now, a little bit more of that life force energy flowing. All right, so we're going to move into the prana maya kosha, so working with sort of our energy body primarily. And the way that we're going to do this today is working with charge. So it's using resistance to push the body, which activates all of the muscles and gets the energy pumping, and this charges up our energy body. So yesterday we did the squat, and that is a really effective one for our legs. However, what we might even do is just modify that a little bit. Well, let's take our legs wide, and then I want you to just bend one knee, use your hands, and then just sort of come so that we're predominant, we've got all this weight on one of our legs, right? And we can use this other one here for really just for stability. However that works, I find if I just have it sideways like that, it's good. But this time what we're going to do a little bit differently is we're going to push. So we're going to push into this bent leg. So if you need to just do it in like up and down, because it is fairly intensive. Now you might even want to ground your hands, use them for a little bit of support, and then see if you can hold yourself. So pushing into the ground there. Now we want to feel a bit of trembling. So it is a bit challenging, just hold it for what you can, pushing away from the ground, and then just release it when you need a little rest. We'll just do 3 or 4. Getting all that charge. By now you might feel a little bit of burn in the muscles. Good. All right, and then we'll just slowly make our way over to the other side. Just get yourself comfortable. Feel steady. All right, and remembering you can use your hands as much as you need to, or fists, just to help you. So pushing, you know, you can come up fairly high even. You know, you can see I've got my leg straightened up a little bit further. It's just finding that point of resistance there. Really getting all those muscles working up and down the leg, and then just come into the fold. Just to take a little rest between each one. Good. We'll do 2 more. Now our legs correspond with the root and the sacral chakras. The root energy center is our place of security and stability. You know, our sense of trust in our bodies and in the world. And the sacral energy center is that sense of flow. So it does relate to the prana body. All right. So when we've done that, let's come back to the middle. And then we're going to come down onto our bottom and work. This one's specifically for the sacral energy. And we're going to work with a butterfly. So feet together. Hands just get to rest either side. But then we're going to squeeze the buttocks. And just to show you this way. So we're going to squeeze and lift. And ideally we want to hold here. So we're going to hold it. Hold. Until we get that nice, we might feel a little bit of a tremble in the buttocks now. You know, just hold as much as you can. If you can't hold as long as me, that's fine. You might feel it a little bit down your legs. We want that little bit of tremble. That's bringing all the charge into that area. And then when you're ready, you can release that. Bring the knees back together.
You can rest the knees on each other just to take a little rest for a moment. All right. So then we're going to come up to sitting. Now for our solar plexus, we're actually going to work with the Agni. I've just had a memory of that. I think it's Agni Sara Kriya. I feel like I've not quite. Nauli, sorry. Now, I've done this one again in class. Now, you can do it seated. However, I actually find it a little bit harder. I prefer to do it like this. Okay, so you choose. You know that if you don't want to do it like this, if you're sort of struggling, you could try it seated. Now, the trick is we want to be able to relax these muscles here in the neutral part of the practice. So that's why I like it, because my arms take all the weight. So I actually straighten the arm, make it quite, rigid, press my shoulders back to support myself nicely. So you can see, like, I'm not collapsing. My shoulders come back. Okay, so I'm nicely supported and my tummy can kind of relax. Now this is the one where we squeeze in. Trying to find a bit where you can see nicely. And I might even just bring my shirt up. So we work with this. So you can have a little practice here to get the muscles fired away, in and out. Now, always best to do this practice with no food in your belly, at least for the last 2 hours. You probably won't be able to do it if you've got food in there. All right, so that kind of warms up the muscles. And then remember that we take a breath in, we expand the belly, we let it drop, it's nice and relaxed here. And then on the exhale, you might need to tuck under a little bit. Don't exhale completely and then suck it in. Chin down to the chest. And you can, as you hold that, you can feel that resistance building in around the solar plexus and the belly. So we'll try that a couple more times. Just take a couple of natural breaths in between until you feel that your breath neutralizes. We'll try and do one more here. Take a breath in and then exhale. And when you're doing it properly, you can often feel those muscles up near the base of your neck. They pull, and you might even feel even the pelvic floor pull a little bit. And I just then on the third round, that was the first time that I properly felt it. So sometimes it can just take a little bit of practice to sort of build up to it. All right, let's slowly roll ourselves up. It's a little bit of a challenging practice. You'll have to let me know how you go. All right, we're going to work with the heart now. So we're going to come down onto the knees. And we're going to just work with a couple of different ways to do our push-ups. And we know that push-ups kind of help to build some resistance there. So we'll just do a basic one. First, fingers facing forward. And we can do this on just with our knees bent from tabletop pose. And you're just going to bend and come up. Bend. So I inhale, push, exhale, bend. I'm trying to hold it here. Feel that trembling in the arms. So you don't have to keep up with me. You can just do it at your own pace if you feel like you can hold it longer. We're just looking for that bit of trembling. This time we feel it more in the arms, and the arms are connected into the heart space. We've got the meridian lines running down each of the arms and the heart and the lungs. Good. All right, let's turn our fingers in. So this slightly modifies the practice, making sure that our hands are lined up underneath our shoulders. I'm going to do it again. So just out to the side, you might find you can go a little bit lower down to the ground here. And we're really going to just hold this one. It's a little bit easier to hold. So I'm going to hold it longer. And again, you just do what feels comfortable for your body. We're looking for a little bit of a tremble and a little bit of a shake, just in the muscles, in the energy body. Really pushing your hands away from the ground. Good. All right, let's turn around and we're going to have our fingers facing towards us. Okay. And the only way you can really work this one is to lean back. And you might be able to kind of like put a bit more, just sort of pushing into your hands. All right. Now, the final one we're going to do for the heart is our prone facing twist. So come down onto your belly and the right hand goes out to the side. You can bend that elbow if you like. That's a little bit more intense. And we use the other hand to roll us onto the side. So let's do the right hand and right side first. Head rests on the ground. And we use that left hand, palm of the hand, pushing to the ground, and then just try holding the posture there. Breathing into the heart space. Feeling that resistance building in the body. Good, we're going to roll over, swap the arms. So choosing whether you want to have a straight arm or a 90-degree bend, and then roll onto that side. Use this hand, elbow up to the sky, just to offer a little bit of a push. That sort of adds a bit more resistance into the posture. Breathing into it. All right, and then slowly release. Let's push up. How much time have we got? All right, we're going to come. How are we going now? All right, we're going to come to sitting. So that's working with the pranic body, using the asana and the different postures there, focusing on resistance to charge up the energy through the body. And it might even just be worthwhile just to close your eyes for a moment. And again, just tuning in to feel and be aware of any effects that you feel in your body. Especially some of the heart practices can really help to get that free-flowing energy move circulating through the lungs and the heart. All right. So we're going to do moving into the Manomaya Kosha, the mental body. And this one's an important one for this time because, as I mentioned at the beginning, you know, we might come across a bit of agitation at the moment. And, you know, just with the limiting beliefs and the thoughts, a lot of stuff sort of getting stirred up. And we need to have that mental strength to refocus our energy and attention. So we're going to do buzzing bee breath. I think it's Brahmari mudra. And so just, you could do this seated on a chair if it's more comfortable for you, but just whichever posture you're in, make sure you feel comfortable. And most important is we have a nice upright spine. And it's just making the M sound, and you have your mouth closed, you have your tongue resting on the roof of your mouth. I like to relax the tongue muscle so that I can get the feedback. It's kind of a bit of a biofeedback technique in a sense. When we relax the muscles of the tongue, resting on the roof of the mouth, we can tune into the vibration that we feel on the roof of the mouth when we create the sound. Now, the M sound is the final part of the universal sound of Om, which is the name or the sound that represents universal intelligence or God. And the final part is in the brain. So that's why we're doing this practice. It's a very, very calming practice. It's very good for the brain to focus the thoughts, focus the energy, and actually to just get the resonance and the vibration harmonized. So if you like, you could use Jnana Mudra, just the thumb and the index finger, the element of air, fire at the thumbs, and air, which is the index finger, and you could rest on your knees. So let's just close our eyes. Now, the other option also is you could cover your eyes. Sorry, I forgot to add that in. So you can still keep your Jnana Mudra, but you can use these other fingers to close your eyes. You won't be able to do the mudra if you want to block your ears as well. It just makes it a little bit more intense. So let's do 10 of these. Now, the more audible that you make the sound, and you'll mostly just hear it inside, the more effect. So the more you put in, the more you'll get out of it. All right. So let's just start with an exhale all together. When you're ready, take a breath in. Last breath. When you've completed that, just take a moment just to again feel the effects. Sometimes after this practice, we can feel a little bit more sharpness, in our mind, a little bit more clarity, a little bit more stillness. And of course, whenever we make sound, there's always a sense of resonance in our voice, like we've activated that pathway of expression. Right. We're going to move into Vijnana Mind Kosha, that layer of intelligence in the body, the software system, the chakras, the mini brain centers. And we're going to do this just by using 2-part breath. There's many different ways that we can work with this part of the body, this layer. But breath is very, very good for really, again, sort of stimulating the nervous system, you know, getting that prana energy flowing and clearing some of the muck. So we're going to work with 2-part breath. We're just going to we might do 10 of them. And this is the one where we, you know, breathe into the belly, chest, exhale. All right. So closing down your eyes. We'll start with an exhale breath all together. And when you're ready, breathing into the belly, chest, exhale. 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 Last one. When you're ready, I want you to just keep yourself nice and comfortable in your posture that you're in. Actually, you're welcome to lie down if you prefer. We're going to do the guided meditation. If you're happy to sit in meditation posture, that's wonderful. There will be a little bit of background music, and I hope that it sounds good. So we're going to work with this emotional release technique just to finish off our practice today. It might be a good idea. Typically, we would move through a range. Actually, let's work with anger, because agitation is one of the themes at the moment. So we're going to work with anger, and this is typically the first emotion that we would work with. And as we go through this practice, we need to try and get our rational mind to switch off and trust in your subconscious mind. So this might mean that you don't have a kind of a conscious memory of the event. All you need to do is just keep anchoring into, I trust my subconscious mind, which means that it might not be at the forefront of your consciousness, but it is in there somewhere. Trust that the information is in your field of energy, and that is enough. All right. So the other thing also is with anger, you'll be asked to recall the most recent time that you experienced anger. And remember that anger shows up in many different ways, subtle and some quite intense, like rage. When was the last time? And you also need to be really committed to wanting to let go of this.
Now, remember that with your emotions, we all know that our emotions are here to serve us, even the negative ones. They are messengers. So what we're not doing is trying to get rid of anger. What we're trying to do is get rid of bound up anger that is trapped in us, that is no longer serving us well. That's what we want to release in this exercise. So in your mind, saying, I wish to release anger, or whichever version of anger that it is, it might be frustration, resistance, impatience, rage, anything. I would like to release the emotion of anger now. And really try and tune in and find that 10 out of 10 commitment to releasing any bound up emotion of anger, any bound up agitation. Lock it in with a sense of being sure that I wish to release this emotion right now. And with your eyes closed, I want you to remember that the last time that you felt this emotion of anger, I want you to allow your unconscious mind to identify this emotion in your unconscious now, so that we can easily find it when we complete this activity easily and effortlessly. And so now in your mind, I want you to rise above your body and soar up into the heavens and even higher, so that now you're looking down upon yourself, upon this experience from up in the heavens. And I want you to visualize that there's a thread of pearls, and you look to one side and you see that the pearls represent your past in one direction, and then on the other side you see this long string of pearls, and they represent your future in the other direction. And so now I want you to allow your unconscious mind to guide you easily and effortlessly all the way back to the very first time that this anger emotion was ever an issue for you in your life. So that when you disconnect from it now, it will cause it to release from your unconscious, and it won't be an issue for you again in your lifetime. And it doesn't matter if you have conscious awareness of that first time. All that matters is that you trust your unconscious now. Allow your unconscious to easily identify that exact time and take you to a place of safety 1 hour before that event of anger, or any of the events that led to that event of anger. If you start to feel emotional in this state, just remember that your zoomed out perspective, sort of disconnected from the realness of the emotion. And make sure that you feel like you're in that place of safety. The place of safety simply represents that time before that bound up emotion became an issue for you in your subtle energy body. And so see if you can tune into that space before then, when you felt more free and more less unbound from that emotion. And if it makes you feel safe being in that place. So from that aspect of yourself before you felt the bound up emotion of anger, I want you to look down on the experience that brought the anger, on that first experience. And I want you to ask yourself, what are the positive and empowering learnings that I can take from this event, such that I will release this emotion and only be left with these positive learnings now. So it's, what advice would you give yourself? And sometimes it's the most simplest thing.
And what's important in here is knowing that the answers come from within you. This is the higher self part of you. What advice would you give yourself? What learnings and lessons? What positive learnings? And now if these learnings had a color, what color would they be? Just the first thing that comes to mind. Just allow it and know that that is the perfect color. If those learnings had a sound, what would they make? What sound? And know that that is the perfect sound. So now that you've taken on board your learnings, your colors and your sounds, I want you to see that they fill up your entire body, every cell, from the sole of your feet to the tips of your fingers, every hair on your head, every cell in your body. I want you to store the learnings, the colors and the sounds in the place that you reserve for all such learnings, so that you can draw from them every time that you need them in the future. So now I want you to visualize that in front of you, you have a bowl and it's filled with paint, and that paint is the color of your learnings. It makes the sound and it's full of your learnings. I want you to dip your hands into that paint, and on the count of three, we're going to swish it, all through the entire stream of your life, out through the past and then out through the future. So when you're ready, 3, 2, 1, swish throughout all of your past. And then again, 3, 2, 1, and swish all through the future. So when you look down at that first experience, what has happened to that old negative emotion? Is it still there or has it disappeared? Sometimes we might feel a little bit of confusion in our effort to try and find, and this is a good thing. So now we're going to take the learnings, the colors and the sounds. I'm going to float back easily and effortlessly to this present moment. Just take a moment just to forget this exercise and think about what you had for breakfast. And just notice how you feel right now. And then I want you to close your eyes again, and we're going to anchor this into the future. So I want you to jump out into the future timeline to a place where that old emotion of anger could have shown up. But now I want you to see that you're acting and engaging with the world differently. How are you showing up now in this scenario? And then I want you to do it again. Flip forward to another scenario, another situation where this bound up anger could have presented. And once again, ask, how are you showing up now with your new learnings? How are you showing up in the world now? And then just take a moment just to complete this practice with gratitude, tuning into this deep sense of thanks. A sense of thanks that we always have the answers within us and we can access them. And when you're ready, if you're lying down, you're welcome to come up to sitting. Slowly roll to the side and then make your way onto your bottom. Just bring your hands to the heart. And your eyes closed. And we'll complete our practice here today with an Om. When you're ready, just one Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay. Breathing in. Om.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your hands up to your forehead. Now we have clarity in our perception. Hands at the throat. May we have truth in our expressions. And then hands at the heart. May we feel joy. Namaste. See you on Friday. Don't forget that Friday